So this is my ammo rack loader that I came up with for loading your AR-15 rounds into this plastic rack that comes in a box if you buy these by the box. It's an expensive way to buy rounds, so I like to buy them by the bulk, but I still like these plastic racks because it helps with being able to use my speed loader a lot easier. So what we'll do is we're going to have our rounds, we're going to load them into the top of the hopper here, and then we have this slide that moves over, which drops the rounds into the first chamber, and then when you slide it back, it drops them into the guided slides at the bottom, which help to orient them all in the same direction and drop them into the rack. So we'll go ahead and we'll get a base first. We'll make sure that our slide is pushed all the way to the right, and we're going to get a first base of all of our rounds in there. Oops. So what I like to do is I just take a handful of rounds, kind of line them up in my hand at first, just so that they're kind of all parallel with each other, and just kind of drop them in. And we get a good base going. This lets us, see that we don't have anything that's going to jam the machine. So once we have the base, then we can go ahead and start loading a little more aggressively. And just kind of watch and make sure that in this initial stack that you have them pretty well evened out as far as they don't have to be going the same direction, but you want to make sure that there's no rounds that are kind of caught up in there or sticking up. You don't want to have one of your rounds sticking like this. That's going to cause a jam. So just want to make sure that your base is nice and straight like that. Once you have that, you can go ahead and load the rest of your rounds into the top, and this should filter down. It should filter down and orient the proper direction as you're using the device. And as you're racking your different racks, then you can go ahead and just keep pouring your rounds on the top. So start by putting your rack in the bottom. Pull this lever over. That loads them, and that drops it into the chamber there. Flip it around, and that is your first rack. And like I said, just every once in a while, just double check your hopper and make sure that they're all parallel with each other. So I'm missing one right there. And it looks like if you've got a couple that are missing, you can just go ahead and just put that back in there, and you can re-rack it. Now I'm going to have one that's going to be empty because I have it double stacked in one of these other spots, but that's usually just what happens when you come to the end. So if you were to pour more rounds in here at this point from your ammo box and just keep loading your racks, it's usually only going to happen with your last one. And there's our empty one. Just go ahead and drop that last one. And there's our rounds and nothing else in here. This has a removable face so that if anything gets jammed up, you can have access to it. This pops off also so that if you need to have access down here, you have that. But the reason I made this was for my speed loader. So you have your AR-15 magazine. Just go ahead and load that in the back of the speed loader. And load your full rack of ammo, just like that. So that's why I like to have all of my ammo in these racks, is so that I can use my speed loader. It makes it a lot easier for loading magazines, a lot quicker, and helps to keep my ammunition organized. So that's what this is. This is a rack loader for 5.56, 223, and this will also handle 300 blackout range rounds as well. So leave any comments or suggestions if you like, and that's my rack loader.